Coral Island is a game full of Easter eggs. I don't think I've ever seen this many references in any game now that I think about it. Dialogue lines about Star Wars, items and events heavily inspired by Balinese culture, even horror movie references. Hello everyone and welcome to another video. I'm sorry if I sound half dead, it's because I am. I've been feeling a bit sickly lately, but I still have to upload a video. And today we're gonna be taking a look at Coral Island's best and or most noticeable Easter eggs and references. First one I want to talk about is the TV show Game of Cones, and this one actually counts as 2 references. This is a cooking show with the chef Gordon Ramsay being none other than British icon Gordon Ramsay as the judge. There's 2 contenders who battle over the cast iron throne. Not only is the name itself a reference to Game of Thrones, but the cast iron throne is supposed to resemble the actual Iron Throne in the series. Love that. The Mukband, or Mukband TV show is about a cow eating and raiding different types of barn food and is a reference to the mukbang trend from South Korea, where people consume various types of food while interacting with their audience. And then we also have Coral Stars, following a group of pop stars showcasing their skills in front of the judges. Another popular trend originated from South Korea, though in the game it is called C-pop and, well, we know it as K-pop. Next up we have everyone's favorite shop owner, Concerned Monkey, which is an homage to Stardew creator Eric Barone aka Concerned Ape on Twitter. You can find him next to the mine entrance at this abandoned cottage after earning any achievement in the game. And since we're already here, he has a whole lot of interesting items for sale. For example, after harvesting 100 crops, he will have the OG farmer hat for sale, which is from the original Harvest Moon, Friends of Mineral Town. I had to look this up, and I'm still not 100% sure if it's that game. I only ever played one Harvest Moon game, and that was back on the Wii, and I didn't really like it, so not a fan. He sells a whole bunch of other stuff as well, like the Jones backpack, which is a reference to Indiana Jones, the blue cat hat, which is a popular character in Japan. I've also seen someone mention that the curator outfit is maybe referring to Bladders from Animal Crossing, though I'm not so sure about this one. There are multiple Spongebob references throughout the entire game. The first one that I found was when browsing through the outside farm decorations and stumbled upon this spooky stone. If you don't know, this is the grave of Smithy Worm Jaggerman Jensen. Was this always in German? Which is from the iconic One Crab's Trash, episode 46 from season 3. Spoilers for the Merfolk Kingdom storyline, but once you have the underwater farm with your farmhouse, you can purchase underwater outdoor and indoor furniture pieces from Byron. And the seabed city set is fully SpongeBob themed. The golden spatula, the statue resembling handsome Squidward, the painting from the intro song, even Plankton's wife Karen is here. It's a lot. And the same goes for the outdoor furniture set as well. The last thing that I found was when finishing the entire Critter collection, you get the Seafarer outfit as a reward from the collection tab. It's not exactly a flattering fit, but I was ecstatic when I first got this. Clearly the developers, or at least one of them, is a huge SpongeBob fan. Taking a look at Socket and Pan and their outdoor furniture pieces, there's one collection called Gaming Style, and there's actually quite a few Easter eggs that we can spot here. First one that I found was the Gaming Bonfire, which is a straight up reference to Dark Souls, and this is probably my personal favorite one. We have multiple Super Mario themed furniture pieces, like this plant pot with the 1-up sign, different forms of the piranha plant, mushrooms, and possibly maybe also this whale slide, I'm not sure. And the last one where I am certain is the gaming sword and shield being a reference to the Zelda games. There's also this gaming totem, which might be a Hollow Knight reference, as well as this cup toy that kinda looks like that one guy from Cuphead, though again, not really sure. Most people that played the game came across this cutscene with Scott, Millie and Charles, where they try to lift up a new couch, and Scott repeatedly yells, "Pivot." This is a direct reference to the iconic Friends series from episode 16, season 5, the one with the cop, where Ross buys a new couch but doesn't want to pay for a delivery fee. With the help of Rachel and Chandler, they try to lift up the couch while Ross frantically screams, "Pivot!" Becoming one of the most well-known Friends scenes. While running around the beach, I'm sure you've stumbled upon a crab or two. These little guys will disappear in the sand once you get too close. I've seen someone mention that these are supposed to resemble the crab rave dance video, and now I can't unsee that. Did you know that almost all of the merfolk have their names inspired from mountains or volcanoes? For example, Agung is named after Mount Agung, which is an active volcano in Bali. Denali shares a name after the highest mountain peak in North America. And the only one that I knew is King Krakatoa, which is also an active volcano in Indonesia. There's a total of 20 different pets in the animal shelter that you can adopt, and all of these were designed by Kickstarter backers who purchased the Pet Designer Pack. So in case you were ever wondering why there's 4 black cats on display, now you know why. Backers on Kickstarter also had the opportunity to buy the Character Designer Pack, which is, by the way, the most expensive one they had. As the name suggests, with that one, you were able to design your very own NPC. 8 tourists were designed, and each of them visit Coral Island on different events. Also, I've seen one of the 8 tourists have 2 different kinds of seasonal outfits, same as the merfolk that visit town. I don't know if this is just for that one guy that I saw, or if that counts for all of the 8, but that is a really nice detail. Have you ever watched the original announcement trailer back from 2021? Well, you still can if you want to, it's up on the Kickstarter page. It's really interesting how different the game looked at that time. And I mean it in a good way, of course. The game looks miles better compared to the old trailer. One of the things that stuck out to me the most was at the very end of the trailer, we can see the player talking to Denali in an unknown language. So I didn't know about this, but apparently in an earlier version of the game, the merfolk used to have their own language, which was called Meraki. Now when we met Agung and Denali for the very first time, they talk in whatever language we set the game in. There's subtitles saying that we cannot understand them, but we obviously can. I always wondered what they had in mind for the Merfolk language and why they decided to remove it. It's a bit unfortunate because I really like the concept of that, but I can also see how it would be difficult to implement a feature like this. And one last thing I want to point out from the Kickstarter page, looking at the character customization screen, this changed quite a bit. Back then there was actually an option to choose between 3 different starter houses, but what I find way more interesting is the pet preference option. And if you look really closely, there is indeed a monkey face in there as well. I mentioned this in a lot of other videos, but I'm more of a bird person. I have 2 budgies that you can hear in most of my videos because they're loud. But if I had the option to have a goddamn monkey, I would choose that, no question asked. Though to be fair, I'm glad they decided to change the menu because the pet preference option just seems a bit too copied from Stardew, and I'm happy that we have the animal shelter now. Still, I'd love to know what they had in mind before that. If we take a peek at the White Flamingo clothing store, there is one sweatshirt that looks suspiciously a lot like that one Elmo meme. You can interact with quite a few things when visiting other people's homes in Starlet Town. Most of these are just flavor text, but one interesting interaction that I found was while looking through Oliver's room, there is a computer next to his bed that reads Nopco Industries Termlink Protocol, which is a direct reference to the Fallout series and the Robco Industries Termlink. Noah has a thing for horror movies. Inside his room are 2 very interesting movie posters. One reads The Confusing, and looking closer at the poster design, I can confidently say that this is referring to the iconic Conjuring movie, specifically the first one, which released back in 2013. The other poster, I have no clue what Poco Poco could refer to, so maybe one of you guys have an idea? To the right side of the room is a book that reads The Haunting of Phil's House by Shirley J., which is a book published by Shirley Jackson, The Haunting of the Hill House, in 1959. There's also a shelf next to the poster with some, interesting looking decor, like this creepy looking doll. Could be a reference to Annabelle, or literally any other movie with a murder puppet. You can spot the chieftain at the Cherry Blossom Festival on top of this little hill. He will run away though if you come too close. The Adventure Backpack is available for purchase after obtaining the DIY Expert achievement, and is a reference to Russel from the movie Up. Unfortunately, I don't have any in-game footage of that, because for the DIY achievement, you need to craft every single item in the game. And, well, I haven't done that. In case you don't know, Coral Island is developed by an Indonesian indie game studio called Stairway Games, and the cultural aspect in the game is heavily inspired by Javanese and Balinese culture. And I think for me personally, that's the most interesting part about the game, and that's why I want to take a look at some of the cultural inspired items that we can find. Also, I'm probably gonna mispronounce a lot of these things, so sorry in advance. The giant's design is inspired by a popular Javanese shadow puppet called Wayang and Punukawan. Most festivals in Coral Island are held on Alun-Alun Square. The name is most likely taken from the Javanese island of Java. The Kunti ghost scarecrow is based off a popular Indonesian ghost called Kuntilanak. Same as the Pocky Ghost Scarecrow is based off a ghost named Pokong. And both the Ondel Scarecrows are based on a human-sized puppet called Ondel from the Patawi tribe. On the 28th of fall is the yearly spooky festival. The main activity here is the Ugu Ugu Parade. Again, sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. This event is based off the Balinese New Year's event called Nyepi, and the Ugu Ugu are these paper-made puppets that are used in the parade and then burned up afterwards. They're designed after mythological beings, mostly demons, and them getting burned after the ceremony is a symbol of purification. As terrifying as some of these may look, this sounds incredibly fun to me. I find New Year's pretty boring, at least in Europe, but this sounds like something I definitely enjoy. Once you unlock the first section of the Deep Forest, there's a very small chance that you might come across a little ghost baby. Yes, you heard that correct, there's ghost babies. These are based off so-called tuyul from Indonesian folklore. A common use for the tuyul includes using it for financial gain, where the creator robs people of their riches. As such, the tuyul is known to bring good luck to its host, but mishap to those who are unfortunate enough to encounter them. So this is pretty interesting. If you encounter the ghost baby in the woods, he can drop random crops for you, but there's also a chance that he might visit you during the night and steal something from the shipping box. I was always so confused about this, and now I finally know what the lore behind the ominous ghost baby is. And there you have it, 30 Easter eggs and references in Coral Island. I'm no expert when it comes to Balinese and Javanese culture, but I tried my best with researching everything. But in case I got something wrong, then of course you can let me know in the comments down below. But anyways, I really hope you found this video helpful or learned anything new, because if you did, then please leave a like, it really helps me out a lot. This game is still pretty new, so there's probably tons of other references and little Easter eggs in there, so if you know of any that I haven't mentioned, then feel free to leave a comment down below. I read every single one and I love reading them. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video.